Hello and welcome to Learning with CS Anand Kankani and in the marathon series for CA Foundation student for business law. This is the second lecture, and in this second lecture we are going to continue with the Contract Act from where we had left yesterday. In our yesterday's lecture, we had understood what is an agreement, what do you mean by enforceability of law. We covered what is the elements of a contract, what are the essential elements of the contract. We also covered the different types of contract. And I really appreciate the overwhelming response which I have received from all of you. Thank you for that. And let's get started with the today's lecture. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that you get notified whenever a new video is being updated. And also don't forget to like and share this video. Today we are going to cover the two topics. One is offer, another is acceptance. What are the legal rules for the valid offer? What are the what are the different kinds of offer? What are the essentials of a proposal, communication of the offer, and then acceptance, legal rules of acceptance, communication of acceptance. Apart from that, when you can revoke the offer, when you can revoke the acceptance. So we'll cover a lot in today's session. The definition of the offer or the proposals, like I mentioned yesterday, both of them mean same. So offer is defined under section 2 clause A. Again, it is not very important for you all to remember, but you need to remember what is defined in this. So when one person signifies to another his willingness to do or to abstain from doing anything with a view to obtain the assent of the other to such an act or abstinence, he is said to make a proposal. काफी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड सा डेफिनेशन है, इसको थोड़ा सा सिंपल करते हैं. यहाँ पर कुछ कुछ वर्ड्स है जिसको मैं हाईलाइट करता हूँ एंड लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड दोज वर्ड्स वन बाय वन. सो वन यू हैव signifies. There is one person who signifies to another. So as we know, to make an agreement, you need two person, Jack and Jill. So take for example, Jack signifies Jill what his willingness. Willingness का क्या मतलब होता है? The person wants you to do something or the person wants you not to do something. So this is basically the want, इच्छा. उसको willingness हम बोलेंगे. Willingness. Now again I'll use some different color. Willingness to do something or to abstain from doing something, which means मैं चाहता हूं, जैक चाहता है जिल ये काम करे या जैक चाहता है कि जिल ये काम नहीं करे. डू यू अंडरस्टैंड? बोथ टू डू समथिंग और टू एब्सटेन. एब्सटेन का मतलब नहीं करना. सो द ऑफर कैन बी टू डू समथिंग और द ऑफर कैन नॉट बी to do something. And why this offer is being made? The offer is made so that the other person can give his or her assent. Assent means a confirmation, a yes. So signifies is where I say you inform the other person. So when one person informs to the other person his willingness, okay, to do something or not to do something, and what is the objective of communicating that thing to the other person? Because you want to obtain the assent, you want a yes from that person, you want a confirmation from that person. That's where you are going to say it is a offer. So just understand, the offer can be made to do something or you can say the offer can be not to do something. Let's say sell your car. Will you sell your car? दिस इज वॉट, दिस इज टू डू समथिंग. आप ऑफर कर रहे हो किसी को कि आप अपनी गाड़ी मेरे को बेचोगे क्या. दिस इज सेल योर कार. नॉट टू डू समथिंग, मैंने आपकी गाड़ी को गलती से बम्प कर दिया और गाड़ी में डैमेज हो गया है. मैं आपको बोल रहा हूं आप मेरे अगेंस्ट केस फाइल मत करो, मैं आपके डैमेजेस को पे कर दूंगा या जो भी है इसको गराज में जो आपका बिल होगा उसको मैं पे कर दूंगा. सो अगेन नॉट टू डू समथिंग, नॉट फाइल अ केस. Don't file a case. I will sorry, don't file a case. I will pay the damages. So offer can be to do something, or the offer can be not to do something. So this is there. And why is the objective? If I am saying that will you sell your car to me, because I want you to sell the car to me, तो मैं चाहता हूँ आपसे एक confirmation मिल जाए कि हाँ आप अपनी गाड़ी मेरे को बेचो, या फिर मैं चाहता हूँ एक confirmation कि yes आप मेरे against case file नहीं करो, right? So this is the definition of the offer. आप simple words में इसको कैसे लिख सकते हो? यहाँ पर आप ऐसे लिख सकते हो, if you get what is the offer, so you can explain it this way, that the person, one person is making a offer to the other person, and the offer is to get a assent. ये word आपको ध्यान रखना है, ये word आपको ध्यान रखना है. You have to write this. The offer is made by one person to the other, and what is the objective of the offer? To obtain the assent from the other person. The offer is for to do something or not to do something. आप इसको रिवाइंड करके फिर से सुन लेना. The offer is made by one person to the other. The objective of the offer is to obtain the assent of the other person. Okay. And the offer can be to do something, or the offer can be made not to do something. So ये दोनों पॉइंट्स आपको यहाँ पर ध्यान रखने हैं. यहाँ आपको बताया भाई what constitutes as offer. So the person who makes the offer is called as the promiser, or the person is called as offerer. This is again fine. Also ये एग्जाम में एक important question है. This is an important question for your exam. Like I mentioned yesterday, they ask you a lot of examples in the exam, and this is one example which is there. So the offer should be made to obtain the willingness of the other person, to obtain the assent of the other person. Okay. So if you are just communicating your wish, that is not an offer. Like A tells to B that he desires to marry by the end of 2017. Now this is not an offer. Why this is not an offer? Because A has simply shared his desire. A is not making a proposal to B. आप अपने घर पे, सपोज आप कहीं बाहर जा रहे हो और आप अपने घर पे ऐसे बता के जाते हो, मैं आता हूं, मैं बाहर जा रहा हूं, मैं आता हूं, तो आप मुझे बताओ, आर यू मेकिंग अ ऑफर? नो. आपने बड़ों से कई बार डांट भी ऐसा सुना होगा कि तुम पूछ रहे हो या बता रहे हो. द थिंग सेम थिंग कम्स हियर. तो अगर आप ऐसे घर पे बता के जा रहे हो, मैं बाहर जा रहा हूं, तो ये क्या हो गया? ये ऑफर नहीं है, ये एक मेयर आपका स्टेटमेंट हो गया. आप बता रहे हो कि आप बाहर जा रहे हो. बट जब आप ऑफर ऐसे होगा, जब आप क्या बोलोगे, क्या मैं बाहर जा सकता हूं? दैट इज व्हाट, दैट इज अ ऑफर. सो व्हाई द सेकंड वन इज ऑफर? बिकॉज जब आप ये बोलते हो क्या मैं बाहर जा सकता हूं, दिस मीन्स यू आर विलिंग टू ऑब्टेन द असेंट ऑफ द अदर पर्सन. आप किसी से परमिशन मांग रहे हो, राइट? सो वो वाला पॉइंट है. सो सिंपली डिजायर, simply expression of willingness, this will not constitute as an offer. Why? Because the statement should be made to obtain the assent of the other person. If the statement is not made to obtain the assent of the other person, then it will not constitute as a offer. Also, the offer can be positive, the offer can be negative. So इसी कोई positive and negative offer बोलते हैं. So this is a positive offer when you want the other person to do something, and when you want the other person not to do something, this is a negative offer. Then the willingness must be expressed to obtain the assent. So same thing which I explained you before. Now, how many types of offer are there? So again, I said whenever we bifurcate anything, we say it on the basis of. So on the basis of how the offer is made, yesterday we covered express offer or implied offer. Express is when you use the words, and implied when you do it by your actions. When I say to whom the offer is made, there are two categories. One is the general offer, another is the specific offer. In case of general offer, you have this. So these are the different types of offer. You have a general offer. So general offer, just understand the keywords. यहाँ पे जो मैं keywords आपको बताऊंगा, अगर आपको वो keywords ध्यान है तो definitely आप इसको आराम से आंसर लिख सकोगे. So general offer is the one which can be accepted by anyone. So anyone can accept this general offer. Okay. When I discuss about the special offer, so the special offer is made to the specific person. When the offer is made to the specific person, this is called as the specific offer. Then you have the counter offer. Counter offer is basically what? The counter offer is bargain. You make one offer, then the other person makes a counter offer. Let's say जब हम bargain करते हैं, so counter offer is basically offer which is replied by another offer. One offer which is replied by another offer. So when you go and purchase vegetables, the vendor tell you potato will be 30 rupees per kg. You say, अरे भैया बहुत महंगा दे रहे हो, 30 नहीं 25 rupees per kg कर दो. So this is what? This is a counter offer which you have made. In case of cross offer, technically cross offer is not a offer. It's not an offer. Why? Because both the parties are making identical offer. So there can be no acceptance. And when I say standing offer is the one which is time bound. थोड़े टाइम के लिए ये ऑफर जो ओपन है दिस इज ओनली फॉर टाइम बाउंड द ऑफर इज valid up to only certain time period. After that the offer will be lapsed, right? So after the time lapses, so let's say the exam not the exam but I would say the year end sale, the year end sale, that is what? That is a standing offer. आपका एग्जाम फॉर्म जो भरना है, यू हैव अ ड्यू डेट दैट जिसको भी एग्जाम देना है बाय दिस डेट फिल योर एग्जाम फॉर्म. सो वो भी क्या हो गया? एक तरीके का स्टैंडिंग ऑफर हो गया, राइट? सो दीज आर द डिफरेंट offers which you have. Now we can read it here. General offer. So general offer, it is made to the public at large and hence anyone can accept the offer and do the desired act. मैं ये केस को एक बार कवर नहीं कर रहा because I am going to cover in detail the invitation to offer, because in the Google form I received a request that invitation to offer should be explained in detail. So this I'm not going to cover it today. The Carlyle versus Carbolic Smoke Ball Company, मैं शायद कल के वीडियो के अंदर उसको डिटेल में आपको कवर करके बताऊंगा. Carlyle versus Carbolic Smoke Ball Company. Also this case is important for your exam. Then the offer should be communicated. Also one more point. If the offer is not communicated, there can be no acceptance. So I'll write it here. If offer is not communicated, there can be no acceptance. And Lalman Shukla versus Gauri Dutt, another important example for your exam. यहाँ पे क्या हुआ था? गौरी दत्त ने अपने सर्वेंट लालमन शुक्ला को भेजा. उसका नेफ्यू जो था वो खो गया था, उसको ढूंढने के लिए. लालमन शुक्ला जब गौरी दत्त के नेफ्यू को ढूंढने के लिए गया तो पीछे से गौरी दत्त परेशान हो गया था और उसने डर के मारे एक रिवॉर्ड अनाउंस किया और उसने बोला जो भी मेरे नेफ्यू को ढूंढ के लाएगा उसको मैं 10,000 रुपीज पे करूंगा. लेटर ऑन लालमन शुक्ला को मिसिंग नेफ्यू मिल गया और वो लेकर घर पे उसको आ गया. हावेवर लालमन शुक्ला को तो पता ही नहीं है कि इस तरीके का कोई रिवॉर्ड अनाउंस किया गया है. बाद में जब लालमन शुक्ला को पता चला कि इस तरह का रिवॉर्ड था तो उसने गौरी दत्त को जाके बोला कि साहब वो 10,000 रुपए आप मेरे को दो. सो गौरी दत्त साइड दैट ये 10,000 रुपए मैं तुम्हें नहीं दूंगा. किस बात के 10,000 रुपए? सो लालमन शुक्ला ने केस फाइल किया और उसने क्या बोला? गौरी दत्त हैड मेड अ जनरल ऑफर. इट वाज अ जनरल ऑफर that anyone who will find the missing nephew, he will be rewarded 10,000 rupees. So I have found the missing nephew, so I should be rewarded 10,000 rupees. But कोर्ट ने गौरी दत्त के फेवर में जजमेंट दिया और लालमन शुक्ला को ये बोला that the offer was definitely made, but the offer was not communicated to you. The offer was not in your knowledge. लालमन शुक्ला, जब आप इनके मिसिंग नेफ्यू को ढूंढने के लिए निकले थे उस वक्त आपको ये पता नहीं था कि गौरी दत्त ने इस तरह का रिवॉर्ड अनाउंस किया है. आपने उस रिवॉर्ड के नॉलेज के बाद में मिसिंग नेफ्यू को ढूंढना शुरू नहीं किया. आपने पहले मिसिंग नेफ्यू को ढूंढा और फिर रिवॉर्ड के बारे में आपको पता चला. सो टेक्निकली द ऑफर वाज नेवर कम्युनिकेटेड टू यू. सो इफ द ऑफर इज नॉट कम्युनिकेटेड टू यू, देयर कैन बी नो एक्सेप्टेंस, हेंस देयर इज नो अग्रीमेंट, देयर इज नो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. देयरफॉर गौरी दत्त इज नॉट लायबल टू पे एनीथिंग टू मिस्टर लालमन शुक्ला. सो ये केस है जो एग्जाम में कई बार आएगा और ये लाइन आप एग्जाम में सिंपल लिखना जब भी इस टाइप का कोई क्वेश्चन आपको मिले, दैट इफ द ऑफर इज नॉट कम्युनिकेटेड देयर कैन बी no acceptance, hence no contract. This will again get repeated in the coming slide. Then you have the special offer or the specific offer, which is again made to a specific or to an ascertained person. So ऐसा general offer नहीं दिया आपने, specific. So take for example, Raj proposed Simran. ये क्या हो गया? This is a specific offer. अभी यहाँ पे सिमरन की फ्रेंड एक है यहाँ पे पूजा. So can Pooja accept the offer? Answer is no. Raj proposed Simran that I want to marry you. So the offer was made specifically to Simran. Pooja cannot accept. But if Raj would have made a स्वयंवर, right? वो जैसे स्वयंवर होता था उस तरह से अगर होगा, वैसे राज का स्वयंवर नहीं होगा, बट आप समझ गए कि अगर वो स्वयंवर जैसा कोई सीन रहता देन एनी वन कैन एक्सेप्ट. बट यहाँ पे क्या हो गया? It's made only to specific person Pooja. So only Simran can accept the offer, not any other person. Hence, this is a specific offer. So the specific offer can be accepted only by that specified person to whom the offer has been made. Okay. Then cross offer. So when I say cross offer, it is the identical offer in the ignorance at the same time, and both of them don't know. So A is making, so this example, A is making a proposal that he wants to sell his car to B for 2 lakh rupees, and at the same time B is also making a similar offer that A, I want to purchase your car for 2 lakh rupees. So both the parties have made the offer. Since both the parties have made the offer, this cannot be considered as mutual acceptance, and there will be no binding contract in such case. When offer identical offers are made by both the parties, it cannot be considered as mutual acceptance. ये लाइन आपको एग्जाम में लिखना है अगर क्रॉस ऑफर के ऊपर क्वेश्चन आ गया. So in case of cross offer, what happens? There is identical offer made and it is not treated as mutual acceptance. Therefore, there is no binding contract. When I say counter offer, ये हमने already देखा, bargain. So what happens? जो फर्स्ट ऑफर होगा वो काउंटर ऑफर के बाद कैंसिल हो जाएगा. सो टेक फॉर एग्जांपल, ये एग्जाम पर्सपेक्टिव से इंपॉर्टेंट हो सकता है. सो टेक फॉर एग्जांपल, ए हैज अप्रूव. सो क्रोनोलॉजी में आपको बताता हूं. लेट्स से ए ऑफर्ड टू सेल हिज कार फॉर 15 lakh rupees to B. Now who is the offerer and who is the offeree? आप comment section पे इसको attempt करके मुझे बताओ. Who is the offerer and who is the offeree? So A is the offerer and B is the offeree in this case. But यहां पर क्या हुआ? B ने counter offer कर दिया. B made a counter offer और B का counter offer हुआ that I will purchase your car but not for 15 lakh if you sell it for 12 lakh rupees. सो जैसे ही काउंटर ऑफर किया, अब आप क्या बोलोगे? बी इज द ऑफरर एंड ए इज द ऑफरी, राइट? सो काउंटर ऑफर के बाद में जो पोजीशन है दोनों पार्टीज का वो स्वैप हो जाता है. पहला पॉइंट ये. दूसरा, जैसे ही ये काउंटर ऑफर किया गया, ये ऑफर ऑटोमेटिकली कैंसिल हो गया. Right. After the counter offer is made, the previous offer automatically gets cancelled. So two things in case of counter offer. One, it is not the identical offer. In case of counter offer, a new offer is made. Okay. So the reply of a offer is another offer, right? The reply of offer is another offer. You need to understand this. Apart from that, the position of the party changes. And also, as soon as the counter offer is made, the previous offer lapses, right? So as soon as counter offer is made, the previous offer lapses. So जैसे ही B ने यहाँ पे काउंटर ऑफर कर दिया, A अगर उसको रिजेक्ट करता है, नो आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू सेल इट फॉर 12 लाख रुपीस. नाउ बी कैन नॉट कंपेल ए कि नहीं नहीं अच्छा चलो 15 लाख रुपया लो मुझे दे दो. फिर ए अक्षय कुमार की तरह बिहेव कर सकता है, तू जा तेरे लिए ये स्कीम है ही नहीं, राइट वो ये काम कर सकता है बिकॉज ये ऑफर ऑटोमेटिकली यहाँ पर क्या हो गया, कैंसिल हो गया. सो जस्ट रिमेंबर दीज 3 पॉइंट्स व्हेन यू आंसर फॉर द काउंटर ऑफर, right? Then you have the standing or the containing or the open offer. So this is again valid for a particular period of time. So this remains open for acceptance over a period of time. अगर उतने टाइम पीरियड के अंदर ये ऑफर एक्सेप्ट हो गया तो इट इज फाइन. अगर उस समय एक्सेप्ट नहीं हुआ तो ऑटोमेटिकली वो क्या हो जाएगा, लैप्स. इसका क्लासिक एग्जांपल है जब टेंडर्स आते हैं और यू कैन से you get the year end sale or let's say the season end sale. How do you get? The offer is valid till, let's say, 31st of May, right? 20% off. Offer is valid till 31st of May. So this is the standing offer. Okay. Then what are the essentials of the valid offer? Sometimes students get confused between these two. They say what are the essentials of a offer? So ये कुछ भी नहीं है, ये offer का ही definition है. This is the same definition of offer which has been decoded. Now what is needed to constitute a valid offer? So first and foremost, the offer should be capable of creating the legal relation. So a social invitation will not be covered into the definition of the offer under the Contract Act. I'm not saying the offer is not an offer. If you propose to your loved one, right, for a date, that is definitely a offer, but as per Contract Act that is not a offer because it is not capable of creating the legal relation. Then the offer should be certain, definite, and it should not be vague. So just remember, sir, will you teach me law? So this is a vague offer because we don't know which law you are talking about, right? So the offer should be capable of creating the legal relation. So इसमें एक केस हमने कल कवर किया था, Bellflower case, right? Then the offer should be communicated to the offeree. Of course, till that time, you don't communicate your feelings to your loved one. I'm sorry, that is not creating a legal relation, but I hope you understood what I tried to say. You have to communicate the offer to the other person. If you have not communicated the offer to the other person, there can be no acceptance. लालमन शुक्ला और गौरी दत्त वाला केस यहाँ पे हो जाएगा. Okay, so this is the case where it says that the offer, if it is not communicated, it cannot be accepted. Hence, it is not going to be a valid offer. Just understand the offer should be communicated. Then it should be made with a view to obtain the assent of the other party. So again, मैं बाहर जा रहा हूँ, क्या मैं बाहर जा सकता हूँ? So the same thing, it should be, offer should be made to obtain the assent of the other party. Only then it will be considered as the offer. If you are just disclosing your view, that is not going to be considered as the offer. Offer should be made to obtain the assent of the other party. Also, the offer can be conditional. There is no problem. The offer can be conditional. Conditional in the sense, I have made you the offer and I have said that I am going to sell you my car provided you pay me in bitcoins. I have sold you my car, but I want money only in check, right? So I don't want cash. Or let's say I have sold you the car, but I want only in cash. So here the offer can be conditional. So if the conditions are met, only then there will be a valid acceptance. Otherwise it will not. So you cannot say the offer should be unconditional. The offer can be conditional as well. On the sixth point, I would say exam में independent question आपको इसके ऊपर देखने को मिलेगा. Offer should be not that the non-compliance would amount to acceptance, right? So a classic example, I don't know how many of you have seen that movie, Hangama movie. वो हंगामा मूवी में जो एक्ट्रेस होती है, शी इज ऑन फोन कॉल विद अक्षय खन्ना और वो अक्षय खन्ना उसको बोलता है कि अच्छा ठीक है आई लव यू, मुझे तुम्हारा जवाब नहीं सुनना है, अगर तुम्हारी तरफ से हाँ है तो तुम फोन कट कर दो. सो द बिफोर द एक्ट्रेस कुड से नो, someone else comes and disconnects the call. She is in the hospital in that scene. So वो नर्स आके टेलीफोन डिस्कनेक्ट करती है और बोलती है ये पब्लिक टेलीफोन नहीं है. सो अक्षय खन्ना बिलीव्स दैट हाँ हाँ ये तो यस हो गया. सो आपको ये ऑफर, ऐसा ऑफर आपका वैलिड नहीं होगा. यू कैन नॉट पुट अ कंडीशन दैट इफ यू डू नॉट रिप्लाई in 10 days, if you do not reply within 1 week, it will be assumed that the offer is accepted. Answer is no. Like this example. So this question comes into your exam. It has been asked multiple times that A proposes to B to purchase his Android mobile phone for 5,000, and he mentions that if no reply is made within a week, it would be assumed that B has accepted the proposal. So this will not result into a contract. I hope this point is clear to all of you. Then the offer can be specific or the offer can be general. So this can be made to public at large or it can be made to any specific person. Now invitation to offer, I'm still not covering. I'll put $1 here. We'll cover it later. The offer can be again express or the offer can be implied. So bus at, bus which has stopped at a bus stop, that is what? It is a implied offer. And express offer would be when the person by words tell you. So this case law, this you can read. Invitation to offer, like I mentioned, I'm not going to cover it in today's lecture. Then we have the concept of acceptance. So in terms of acceptance, again, acceptance is what? When the proposal is accepted, we say, or when the promise, when the person to whom the proposal is made, he signifies his assent. He signifies his assent. So when the offer is accepted, we say there is an acceptance, and that acceptance then becomes a promise which binds both the parties. So A made a offer to B that I want to sell my car to you for 2 lakh rupees. B has signifies his assent. Okay. B has said yes. B has given a confirmation to that offer that yes, I am going to purchase that car for 2 lakh rupees. So here is where you would say B has accepted the offer and now it has become a promise, right? It has become an agreement from both A and B. It is going to bind both A and B. A will have to now give the car and B will have to make the payment. So this is the definite analysis which has been given. Just remember this line, exam में आपको ये काफी helpful होगा. Accepted proposal becomes a promise. Okay, ये लाइन आप यहाँ पे ध्यान रखना. ये स्टेटमेंट जो है ये एग्जाम में कई बार रिपीटेड आता है. And exactly this phrase would be used where they will say that acceptance is to offer what a lighted match is to a train of gunpowder. This means once the offer is accepted, it is now binding, right? Exam perspective, very, very important. And just understand what does it say? That once offer is accepted, it is binding on both the parties. So ये वही बताया हुआ है, एक ट्रेन जिसमें कि गन पाउडर है. गन पाउडर मतलब बारूद, वो गन पाउडर है. उसमें एक बार आपने जलती माचिस की तीली, इफ यू हैव lighted the match, the lighted match, if you have put it on the grain, on the gunpowder, now it cannot, the fire cannot be stopped. Okay, so जब तक वो आप lighted match stick गन पाउडर को नहीं लगाते हो उसके पहले पहले आप अपने बेसिकली आप उसके पहले फायर को रोक सकते हो. बट वंस द लाइटेड मैच इज come into contact with the gunpowder, now the fire cannot be stopped. So same way, the offer is made. Before the offer is accepted, if you can, if you want to revoke the offer, you can revoke that. आप अपने ऑफर को वापस ले सकते हो. बट एक बार अगर ऑफर एक्सेप्ट हो गया, देन इट इज गोइंग टू बी बाइंडिंग ऑन बोथ द पार्टीज. सो ये आपका डायरेक्टली कनेक्ट हो जाएगा किससे? विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द रिवोकेशन ऑफ द ऑफर. तो अभी हम जब रिवोकेशन ऑफ द ऑफर पढ़ेंगे तो वहां पर इसको और डिटेल में कवर करेंगे. सो जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड, ट्रेन ऑफ गन पाउडर इज व्हाट? it is the offer, and the lighted match is the acceptance. So once these two are met, the gunpowder is going to explode. You cannot stop it. So it becomes binding. Okay. So before the lighted match comes into the contact with the gunpowder, you can stop the gunpowder to explode, but not after that. So the offer can be revoked. The offer can be taken back before it is accepted. Once it is accepted, it is going to be binding on both the parties. Now, what are the legal rules for a valid acceptance? So acceptance should be made only by the person to whom the offer is made. So if the offer is not made to you, then again you cannot accept. But in case of a general offer, anyone can accept. Then the offer should be absolute and the offer should be unqualified. You cannot say, okay, I will do this, but if you do all this, जैसे ही आपने ये but word use कर दिया, आपका acceptance क्या बन गया? Qualified. And if your acceptance is qualified, it amounts to counter offer, right? So just understand this line, that if the acceptance is a qualified acceptance, then in this case, it is going to be a counter offer. Therefore, the acceptance should be unqualified and it should be absolute. The acceptance must be communicated. So same like the offer should be communicated, same way the acceptance should also be communicated, and the acceptance should be communicated in the same way like it has been provided in the offer. So let's say आपको मैंने बोला you have to reply via email, and you send your acceptance via WhatsApp, then it is not going to be a valid acceptance, even though you have communicated, but the mode of communication is not correct. So if I have asked you to reply via email, the mode of communication should be same. And if the acceptance is not communicated, then again, in that case, it is not going to amount to a valid acceptance. Hence, there is no agreement, no contract. Then next you have the acceptance should be in the prescribed mode. So just like I mentioned, that if I have asked you to reply in a particular way, you have to reply it in that particular way. If you have not done, then in that case, the offer will not be valid. The offer should be made within the right time, right? If it is not made within the specified time, then in this case, it is not going to be a valid acceptance. So the offer was made and the offer should have been replied within the reasonable time. Right now, what is reasonable? This will depend on case to case basis, right? But if it's a standing offer, then before the offer lapses, you have to reply. And if it's not a standing offer, it was a general offer, even if it was a specific offer, there is a reasonable time within which the acceptance should be made. So for example, I am going to sell a cake to you. So I asked you, will you purchase my cake? You reply me after 10 days, yes, sir, I'm interested in purchasing the cake. So now this is not a reasonable time, because in 10 days, the cake is going to perish. So probably I would have sold it to some other person. But let's say if it is a car that I'm going to sell you, then 10 days time can be considered as reasonable. So what is reasonable? This would depend on case to case basis. So this would depend on the fact and the circumstances of the case. So the acceptance should be done within the reasonable time. Then mere silence is not considered as acceptance. So this is again the same time, that the offer should not contain any such condition that if it is not met, then it will amount to consider as a acceptance. So same thing, the acceptance of the offer can be implied from the silence of the offeree or his failure, unless the offeree in the previous conduct has indicated that the silence is the evidence of the acceptance. Very very important simple point. अगर मैंने कोई रिप्लाई नहीं किया, तो साइलेंस को आप मेरे साइलेंस को एक्सेप्टेंस नहीं मान सकते, until unless मैंने आपको specifically बोला that if I do not reply, consider it as acceptance. A classic way, I have said you that every day 1 o'clock my lecture will be there, right? So even if I don't inform you every day, it is by default mentioned that my lecture will be there. But yes, if any particular day, unfortunately, I'm not able to take the lecture, then in that case, I will inform you. So here the silence can be accepted as acceptance, right? The silence can be considered as an acceptance. But if not, then mere silence will not be considered as an acceptance. So there is one exception to this. that if the previous conduct of the offeree has indicated that the silence should be considered as acceptance, only then the silence will be considered as acceptance. Otherwise, silence will not amount to a valid acceptance. Then the acceptance can be again done by the conduct, or it can be an implied acceptance by your action. So just like your offer and acceptance, it can be again by the way of words, or it can be by way of action. Now, the most important segment of today's lecture, it is that the communication of the offer and the communication of the acceptance. So here we are also going to cover the revocation of the offer and the revocation of the acceptance. This gunpowder lighted match, right? So this we are going to cover. अब हम यहाँ पे ये सीखेंगे कि ऑफर कब कम्युनिकेट हो जाता है, एक्सेप्टेंस कब कम्युनिकेट होता है। पहला पॉइंट तो ये। तीसरा पार्ट हमें यहाँ पे सीखना होगा कि इसको कब रिवोक किया जा सकता है, एक ऑफर को कब रिवोक किया जा सकता है और एक एक्सेप्टेंस को कब रिवोक किया जा सकता है। सो वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न कि एक ऑफर जो है वो अब कब कम्युनिकेट होता है। सो कम्युनिकेशन ऑफ ऑफर कब कंप्लीट होगा, कम्युनिकेशन ऑफ द ऑफर ये कब कंप्लीट होगा, वी आर गोइंग टू स्टडी दिस। वी आर ऑल्सो गोइंग टू स्टडी कम्युनिकेशन ऑफ एक्सेप्टेंस, इसको कब कंप्लीट माना जाएगा। एंड देन डेफिनेटली वी आर गोइंग टू कवर इसको अगर रिवोक करना है तो ये रिवोकेशन कब आप कर सकते हो, आप अपने ऑफर को कब वापस ले सकते हो, आप अपने एक्सेप्टेंस को कब वापस ले सकते हो। सो इसके लिए आई जस्ट राइट certain points to all of you. First point is, when will you say the offer is communicated? So the offer is communicated when the offer comes into the knowledge of the offerer, sorry the offeree. ए ने बी को ऑफर किया, तो वो ऑफर जब बी के नॉलेज में आ जाएगा तब हम क्या बोलेंगे, ऑफर कम्युनिकेट हो गया है। सेम वे, व्हेन इज एक्सेप्टेंस completed, or when is, you would say the acceptance is communicated. So acceptance is communicated for the offerer. यहां पर आपको दो पॉइंट्स मिलेंगे, थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूजिंग होता है तो आप ध्यान से देखना। For the offerer, acceptance is communicated as soon as it is put into the transmission. जैसे ए ने बी को ऑफर किया, ओके, सो आई विल एक्सप्लेन इट हियर। ए ने बी को ऑफर किया कि मैं अपनी गाड़ी आपको बेचना चाहता हूं, आर यू इंटरेस्टेड टू परचेज और नॉट। अब ये जो उन्होंने ऑफर किया, ये ऑफर कब किया, वाया ईमेल, ठीक है, ये ऑफर किया उन्होंने वाया ईमेल। और ये ईमेल कब भेजा, दिस ईमेल वाज सेंट ऑन, लेट्स से 1st of Feb। बी ने ये ईमेल को कब ओपन किया, बी ने इस ईमेल को ओपन किया ऑन 5th of Feb। तो आप मुझे बताओ ऑफर कब कंप्लीट हुआ, 1st of Feb को या 5th of Feb को। कमेंट सेक्शन में आप इसको अटेम्प्ट करके मुझे बताओ ऑफर कब कम्युनिकेट हुआ। द ऑफर इज कम्युनिकेटेड ऑन 5th of Feb, इवन दो ए ने 1st Feb को सेंड कर दिया था, बट इट केम इनटू द नॉलेज ऑफ बी only on 5th of Feb. So offer is communicated on 5th of Feb. So this is 5th of Feb. When we discuss about the acceptance, so अभी इसी को मैं चेंज करता हूं और इसी में आगे फर्दर आपको बताता हूं। बी ने इसका रिप्लाई बनाया, बी ने इसका रिप्लाई ड्राफ्ट किया और ये रिप्लाई बी ने सेंड कर दिया ऑन 12th of Feb, ओके, जिसको ए ओपन करता है ऑन 15th of Feb। सो अब आप कब मानोगे, व्हेन इज द एक्सेप्टेंस कंप्लीट। सो ऑफर की तरह यहां पे एक डेट नहीं होगा, ऑफर इज कंप्लीटेड ऑन 5th of Feb, एज सुन एज इट कम्स इनटू द नॉलेज ऑफ द ऑफरी, तो ये आपका कम्युनिकेशन कंप्लीट हो गया। लेकिन जब हम बात करेंगे एक्सेप्टेंस का, सो देयर विल बी टू डेट ऑफ एक्सेप्टेंस. सो फॉर ए द एक्सेप्टेंस इज कंप्लीट ऑन 12th ऑफ फेब. जैसे ही बी ने अपना रिप्लाई सेंड कर दिया, ए के लिए एक्सेप्टेंस कंप्लीट हो चुका है. पर बी के लिए एक्सेप्टेंस कब कंप्लीट होगा? व्हेन इट कम्स इनटू द नॉलेज ऑफ द ऑफरर. तो जब ए ने अपने मेल को ओपन किया, राइट, तो यहां पे मैंने बी लिखा है. दिस इज इट इज कंप्लीटेड फॉर बी. बी ने जब मेल को ओपन किया ऑन 15th ऑफ फेब, देन यू वुड से इट इज कंप्लीटेड फॉर बी. तो आप यहां पे देखो, फॉर ऑफरर इट इज कंप्लीटेड एज सुन एज इट इज पुट ऑन द ट्रांसमिशन, बट फॉर द ऑफरी it is completed as soon as it comes into the knowledge of the offerer. ये आपको ध्यान रखना है. तो मैं एक बार डेट्स के साथ भी आपको यहां पे बता देता हूं. दिस वॉज 5th ऑफ फेब. ऑन 5th ऑफ फेब द ऑफर इज कम्युनिकेटेड, राइट. ऑन 12th ऑफ फेब फॉर ए, on 12th of Feb, the acceptance is complete. Okay. And for B, the acceptance is completed on 15th of Feb. Now, why this 12th, why this 15th is so important? Because अगर A अपने ऑफर को रिवोक करना चाहता है, ए चाहता है कि नहीं, मैं अब अपनी कार आपको नहीं बेचूंगा, मैं किसी और को बेचूंगा, तो ए रिवोक कर सकता है 12 तारीख के पहले. सो ए कैन रिवोक द ऑफर बिफोर 12th. If B wants to revoke the acceptance, then B can revoke the acceptance anytime before 15th. So आप just यहाँ पे देखो why it is important. Because if you want to revoke the offer, so the revocation of the offer can be done anytime before the acceptance is put in transmission by the offeree. Okay. And the acceptance can be revocated, it can be revoked by the offeree before it comes into the knowledge of offerer. So आपको यहाँ पे सिंपल ध्यान रखना है. So इस एग्जाम्पल के हिसाब से एक बार अगर फिर से मैं डेट बता दूं, so 1st Feb A had sent the offer, 5th B read the mail, 12th B replied, and 15th A read the email. ये 4 डेट्स आपके पास है. आप मेरे को बताओ, when is the offer communicated? Communication of offer will take place on 5th. When is the communication of acceptance done? So communication of acceptance आपको दो लोगों के लिए देखना होगा. For A, who is the offerer, and for B, who is the offeree. So for offerer, communication of the acceptance is completed on 12th, and for B, it is 15th. So if A wants to revoke the offer, A can revoke the offer before 12th. If B wants to revoke the offer, the acceptance, it can be revoked. The acceptance can be revoked before 15th, right? So just understand, if A wants to revoke the offer, it can be done before 12th. That is, before the acceptance is completed for him. And if B wants to revoke the acceptance can be revoked before 15th. तो ये आपको पॉइंट यहाँ पे ध्यान रखना होगा. सो द लेटर ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन एंड द लेटर ऑफ रिवोकेशन वॉट एवर इज, इट शुड रीच बिफोर. तो आपको ये ध्यान रखना है. एक एग्जाम्पल मैं आपको और देता हूँ. लेट्स सी, कमेंट सेक्शन पे आप इसको अटेम्प्ट करो एंड यू कैन टेस्ट वेदर यू हैव अंडरस्टूड दिस वेल और नॉट. सो लेट्स से 7th of December, the letter of offer is made. Okay, and then 9th of December, it is read by the offeree. Then 12th December, the offeree drafts the reply. अभी ध्यान रखना, उसने खाली लेटर बना के रखा है, अभी तक उसको सेंड नहीं किया. On 15th of December, offeree sends the reply. And then you have on 23rd December, letter reaches the offerer. ये आपके पास मैंने 5 डेट्स बताए हैं. आप मुझे बताओ, when is the offer complete? When is the offer complete? When is the offer communicated? 7th December, 9th December, 12th, 15th or 23rd? When is the offer complete? The offer is completed on 9th of December. The offer is communicated. Here you will say the offer is communicated. When will you say the acceptance is completed? 12th of December or 15th of December? कमेंट सेक्शन पे आप अटेम्प्ट कर सकते हो 12th और 15th. सो ध्यान रखना, इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी 12th बिकॉज एक्सेप्टेंस अभी तक आपने सिर्फ यहां पर क्या किया, ड्राफ्ट किया है. यहां पर आपने एक्सेप्टेंस को सेंड कर दिया. सो हियर यू वुड से द एक्सेप्टेंस इज कंप्लीटेड. राइट, सो दिस इज एक्सेप्टेड, बट दिस इज एक्सेप्टेड ओनली फॉर द ऑफरर. ऑफरर के लिए कंप्लीट हो गया. And here once it reaches to the offerer, you would say the acceptance is also completed for the offeree, right? 23rd December, the acceptance is completed. Now tell me, when can the offerer revoke the offer? Offerer अपने ऑफर को कब तक रिवोक कर सकता है? ऑफरर रिवोक कर सकता है अपने ऑफर को बिफोर 15th ऑफ डिसम्बर. और ऑफरी अपने एक्सेप्टेंस को कब तक रिवोक कर सकता है? बिफोर 23rd ऑफ डिसम्बर. राइट, सो आई सपोज आज ये हमने यहाँ पे कम्युनिकेशन ऑफ द ऑफर एंड द कम्युनिकेशन ऑफ द ऑफरी, इसको काफी 2-3 एग्जाम्पल्स के साथ हमने कंप्लीट किया है. लेट मी नो इन द कमेंट सेक्शन ये आप लोगों को समझ में आया कि नहीं. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट यू कैन गो थ्रू फ्रॉम योर मॉड्यूल दीज टॉपिक्स. ये सारे टॉपिक्स आप अपने मॉड्यूल से कवर कर सकते हो क्योंकि यही सब हमने अभी जो डिस्कस किया है, दिस इज ऑल इज देयर. तो आप इसको आराम से पढ़ो एंड लेट मी नो वेदर यू हैव अंडरस्टूड इट वेल और नॉट. और अगर आपने इसको नहीं समझा तो कल के लेक्चर में मैं फिर फ्रेश एग्जाम्पल से इसको कंप्लीट करूंगा and then I will move to the next topic. So that's it for your today's lecture. Take care. Bye bye. Happy learning and don't forget to like the video.